All right, guys. This is DJ Wolf Live. All right. Good morning, guys. This is DJ Wolf Live, live from the Southern Maryland studios here, somewhere. Anyway, I wanted to talk about Tyler Perry, man. I was watching it. I heard about it the other night. Premiere. I think the opening was this past weekend, if I'm not mistaken. Today's Wednesday, October 9th. Wow. 2019, man. This is, let me talk about it, and this is my opening monologue here. Man, this has been a hell of a year, man. I talked about a lot of stuff going on, both good and bad. This year, man, I'm telling you, I've never seen a more whirlwind year like 2019. This year, and I always said it. I said it from the beginning. This year was a year of change. I said that. This year was a major year of change. It changed a lot of things forever. In a lot of people's lives, a lot of people I know, and in my own. Forever. I kid you not. You know. This year was a year of changes. No doubt. I had a feeling about that. Both a good feeling and a not so good feeling. But this was a year of change, regardless. And you guys know about the stuff I went through with my family this year. To me, it's still rocking my world to this day. It's devastating, man. And I lost my father, for one, still hurts me. I'm not going to kid you. I mean, not on a physical sense, but on a mental sense, it hurt me. And I'm still hurt by it. I mean, I know I talked to somebody probably about a week or two after my father passed away when I went back to came back to my church. And he had lost his father. And he told me, quote, "The hurt never stops." It don't. You know. But the good book talks about healing. All right? And you can be healed. I'm not going to be preachy about it, but there are ways of being healed through the pain of loss, of suffering, of tragedy. You know, there are alternatives for that. One person who overcame a lot of that stuff in his life was Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry was a guy I first heard about back in the 90s. He came from a dysfunctional family, just like I did. He had people doubting him, just like I had people doubting my family. You know, people doubted me through most of my early childhood. It hurt me. Tyler Perry went through the same stuff. He went through a lot of stuff, man. I'm not gonna go into details about the bad stuff. I'm gonna go details about the fact that he went through the fire and he came out okay. And I'll talk about the fact that he was homeless at one point, and he took that fire with him and made something out of it. He started doing plays. He started being a playwright. He started writing about stuff that was on his mind. He took it to him and created it and made something out of it. And out came the plays regarding what I think Lord I've Been Changed was one of the first ones he did. I wonder if he's ever going to do a film version of that, but that's another story. He started doing the plays with Medea. You know, irony of it is, I never talked about this before, at least I don't think I did. We used to call my grandmother Medea. That's the thing a lot of black folks did with their grandmothers in the South. Medea was my grandmother's nickname. You got people call my grandmothers Mima, Nana, and all that. We call ours Medea. Medea is short, for those of you who don't know, is Mother Dear. That's Medea. Yeah, that's exactly what I call my grandmother all my life. I call my grandmother Medea, no joke. And she was kind of like Medea. I'm not going to lie about it. My grandmother kind of was like Medea. She didn't put up a lot of shit either. Excuse my French. Very much into the Bible. Would tell you a lot about different things in the Bible. Very reserved, but didn't put up with a lot of mess. She kept her grandkids in line. Best as she could. But what you got to know her? She's a sweetheart. I tell you the truth, I miss my grandmother too, I ain't gonna lie. I could think of times in the summertime, boy, I spent time, me and my brother and sister, on the back porch at her house, man. Well, it was really my aunt's house, but I'll tell you about that another time. And just cool out with her, man. She would tell you about different stories, stuff. She was an amazing person. She really was. But Medea, on the other hand, was another story. She was on another level. But anyway, to make a long story short, Tyler Perry used his experiences to tell his story. And in turn, his experiences was a lot of our experiences, both good, bad, and different. And eventually, he became a playwright. And those plays grew more and more audiences. So, of course, he had to go to bigger venues. And once he got real popular, and so popular, he was decided to put those videos, make them the videos. Many of them, that was in theaters. At the stage play theaters that he did, he was taping them. And then that got real popular. And then someone went online, Matter of fact, that's when I really first found out about him. By late 90s, actually 1999 was the first time I actually saw Tyler Perry on stage. He had got to be that big, And I used to say, man, I told my wife, I said, this guy needs to be on TV, man. Next thing you know, we saw him on play out here at the Warren Theater back in 1999. I think it was like the fall. Matter of fact, it was around the fall time in 1999, if I'm not mistaken. From 1999 to 2000, something like that. But anyway, so that's when Tyler Perry made the announcement that night that he was going to television. Initially, he said he had to deal with, he had some production deals he was working with Fox and CBS at the time. Of course, about a couple years later is when his first movie came out. His first motion picture came out. I'm trying to remember the name of it. I don't even remember the first film that came out. But it was, I forgot the name of it. How did I forget the name of that movie? It was Tyler Perry's first feature film that he ever released. I could look it up for you, to tell you the truth. I got Wikipedia. So, here we go. We're going to Wikipedia now and look it up because he's made several. As a matter of fact, to record, he made over 22 feature films. The last one I'm trying to remember was the one he did, Medea's Funeral. That was good. But it was a very, very good film. Do you know in 2011 he was listed as the highest paid man in entertainment? Wow. Earning $130 million between May of 2010 and May of 2011 at one time. Didn't realize he earned $75 million by 2008 from his stage plays. And, wow. Yeah. I take that back. He was estimated to have earned around $75 million by 2008. So I'm trying to get the... okay, here we go. His television show, House of Pain, ran for 8 seasons. I didn't realize that. Yeah, it ran a long time. From June 21st of 2006 to August 10th of 2012. I remember about a couple of years before that, they did a test pilot. D.C. was one of the only 10 cities that he did for a test pilot of the series House of Pain. And they came back 2 years later, retooled it, and became a series on TBS. That's who he got the contract with, by the way, guys. I'm trying to find out his movie history before I get to the other stuff. I'm really trying to get you through what it took for Tyler Perry to be got to where he is right now. Because this is a man who people told he couldn't do it, and damn it, he did it. Okay, here we go. The first film that he released was the movie called Diary of a Mad Black Woman. Okay, Diary of a Mad Black Woman came out in 2005. I kept thinking 2004, but it was 2005. It was his first American feature film that he ever put out. And I remember people talked about that was a big deal. Huge deal. But he came out with that. But let me go ahead and tell you a couple of things that, right quick, to kind of put him where he at. Because I'm really enamored by what he did as an African American male, and what he did from where he started to where he is now. I'm really enamored by it. I mean, I am. And I always told my wife, I said, you know what? And I'm being totally honest. I would love to meet him. Because he's an inspiration to me, personally. And his inspiration is the reason why I would love to start back my thing. I actually have a fledgling. Well, I ain't gonna say fledgling. It's really right now. It's in hiatus. My own little production company, which really kind of does the video portions of many of the videos I have shot myself on YouTube, which is my own production company. I own my own equipment, both my video and my audio for my podcast, my video for my video stuff, and I have a DJ business, which is fledgling because I have done DJ work. I'm trying to see things about his family life, but I just want you to know that. Here we go. All right. Here's my thing. And I'll read you a little script on it according to Wikipedia. So he was born in New Orleans. His name is Emmett Perry Jr., son of Willie Maxine Perry? Uh, and, okay. It's mine. And Emmett Perry Sr. He has 3 siblings. Said that his father's answer to everything was to beat out of you. My dad was kind of like that, but not quite like that. My dad loved kids. I'll get to that another time, though. But it says right here, as a child, Perry once went so far as to attempt suicide in an effort to escape his father's beatings. Now, see, that's the thing that I did have in common with him as a young kid. I'm not gonna lie about it. I actually, I had a lot of struggles myself growing up, and I do identify with some of the things that he dealt with what I've dealt with, and because I went through some of that stuff myself. I'm surprised Tyler Perry hasn't talked about doing a biopic about his life. I would love to see that. I'd pay to see that, to tell you the truth, because I think it's important that kids and adults know that your setback, and I've heard that, and I still talk about that. Your setback is nothing but a preamble for a comeback. If that doesn't prove it, then nothing does. This is what he did. He didn't let shortcomings stop him from his greatness. His greatness was out there. He just had to go out there and grab it. And I've talked about that many times over, about grabbing your greatness. It's there. People, anyway, I went through the same stuff. I talked about doing that as early as when I was 8 years old. Because I saw my folks fight all the time. I can talk about this now. My parents fought all the time. Whether it be physically or verbally. But they did do it a lot. And but it says, as a child, Perry once went so far as to attempt suicide in an effort to escape his father's beatings. In contrast to his father, his mother took him to church. He went to church every week, where he sensed a certain refuge and contentment. He changed his name legally at 16 from Emmett to Tyler in an effort to distance himself from his father. Now, myself, I was not named after my father. I still question that, because usually kids who aren't named after their father are usually kids, especially if they're the older child, usually because their father either disowned them or they weren't actually the father of the kid. I was just telling my wife the other day, my brother, my younger brother, my brother, my sister, and my older brother all have the same first letter of their name as my father. I was the only one that didn't. That's a fact. So, but Tyler Perry wanted to distance himself from his father. I can understand that. Really, really, really something else. But he had said, I guess, I kind of thought it was executive producer Precious, but they were saying after seeing the film Precious, he had revealed that he had been molested by a friend's mother at the age of 10. And wow, was molested by 3 men prior to that. Didn't know that. And then learned that his own father had molested his friend. Wow. And then it says, wow, I didn't know that either. Then it said DNA taken by Perry indicated that Emmett Sr. was not Perry's biological father. Wow, I never knew that. That's something I might look into. Seriously, though. I'm not saying that I didn't love my father, but there's things I question about the way, things. But like I said, I'm going to do another podcast on that later on, but not right now. But it's just some of what he went through is kind of some of what I went through. The molestation, I actually didn't go through that, but everything else, yeah. As far as, being talked about and all that. But that's let me go ahead and keep on going. He didn't earn a high school diploma, but he did get his GED. His inspiration was Oprah Winfrey. His quote was saying, I guess, hold on a second. No, he wasn't going on that. But he did say that active writing enabled him to work out his problems, inspiring him to, like I said before, a career in writing. I mentioned it earlier. That led him to writing the musical I Know I've Been Changed. That was the thing that set the wheel in motion for Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry didn't want to sit on his laurels and say, woe is me, woe is me, woe is me. Tyler Perry wanted to do something with his life. He didn't want any, he really didn't want charity. Tyler Perry wanted to do something with his life that had meaning. You know what I'm saying? Many of us want that. We want meaning in our life, Even at my age now, just things that I'm doing now in my life, I'm not crazy about doing in terms of career-wise. I want to do something different. Everybody wants to do something different. Nobody wants to do the same thing all the time. At some point you want to get into something a little bit different than what you normally did. You want to get out your comfort zone, so to speak. I didn't know that, in reading it now, Tyler Perry was 22 when he decided to make a move and took his life savings out to finance his first play at a community theater. Yeah. He talked about all of the subjects that involved his childhood, including child abuse and dysfunctional families. Although the play was a failure, I think he should retool it and bring it to a film. That's just my take on it. I never saw the play. I know it's on DVD. Matter of fact, it is on DVD. I've seen it somewhere. I think it is. They say he did write the music, the play. The reviews continue though. And then he pushed it out. But here's my thing. So I'm gonna get into it. I'm trying to get to you to the list of all the films that he did, because he did a number of movies and TV shows over the years, and we're talking about in less than 20 years. His body of work is amazing. It's totally amazing. He still had people criticize him, most notably Spike Lee, who actually had a beef with him. I'm still not sure why. Which I think is crazy. But here we go. It's film work. Wow. Okay. Diary of a Mad Black Woman. Medea's Family Reunion. Daddy's Little Girls. Why Did I Get Married? Well, he released them both the same year. Meet the Browns. Family of Praise, also the same year. Medea Goes to Jail. Oh, okay. He was in Star Trek. Yeah, I remember that. I Could Do Bad by Myself for Precious. All came out the same year. Why Did I Get Married Too for Color Girls. Man, Why Did I Get Married Too came out in 2010? Oh my God. What? The years went by. I just, because one came out a few years ago. Wait a minute. Oh, Why Did I Get Married came out in 2007. Wow, okay. 3 years, okay. Medea's Big Happy Family. Good Deeds. Medea's Witness Protection. He also did a movie called Alex Cross, which wasn't Medea. Temptation. Peoples. Medea Christmas. All those came out the same year. Single Moms Club. Gone Girl. Oh, he was in Gone Girl. I didn't know he was in that. All right. The Single Moms Club was probably the only Tyler Perry movie I don't remember. I don't even remember seeing, actually. Medea's Tough Love. That was an animated feature film, if I'm not mistaken. in 2015. I've seen that. He was in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I didn't know that. Brain on Fire. I don't think that's a Tyler Perry. No, it's not. I didn't know he was in it. Let me see this Brain on Fire thing. Never heard of that. Tyler Perry was in that too? Wow. Boo, Madea, Halloween all came out the same year. But they also they're listing all of his movies as far as what he did, including the films that he's appeared in. You know. The Star. That's a film I still haven't seen yet. That was him and I think it was him. It was an animated feature film Christmas movie with him and Oprah and I think Tracy Morgan. They didn't get a lot of great reviews on it. It also released Boo 2, which I think is really the funniest Tyler Perry film I've ever seen. That mess was a trip. Then he released Acrimony and Nobody's Fool. He was in Vice. All came out the same year in 2018. Madea Family Funeral was the last movie he did other than this thing called a movie called next year, Those Who Wish Me Dead. Matter of fact, I don't think I've seen this. I guess it's about to come out though. It's coming out in 2020. Okay. So he's still acting. But his studio I think is going to be a game changer because he's since that time he left TBS after he did House of Pain and Meet the Browns. He went to Oprah. Oprah had released her own television network in 2009. Titled OWN, which was a partnership with Discovery Network. And she released several African-American made reality shows and several of Tyler Perry shows. Matter of fact, most notably, the not House Pain, the Have and Have Nots, which is his biggest hit to date on television. He researched the Pains again with their own show, which was on for a couple years. I don't know if it's coming back. Called The Pains. Yes, the two original series cast members have returned to do the show. And it's been on for like a couple years. It got to me. I think it was a good show. I don't think it was as good as House Pain. I don't think it ever topped that. And then he actually did two other sitcoms. Actually, one was on TBS that moved to OWN, was For Better and Worse. That was good. And he did the other one about what was that, the Love something? I forgot. I can't remember the name of the TV show. Love Thy Neighbor. That's the other one with Medea's sidekick, whatever her name is, Miss Hagen. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, and then he did another series for another network, TLC. I can't remember that show because that show disappeared. It was on for about 2 seasons and left. It was really good. I mean, really good. It was kind of like the country version of, I could put it like this. I can't really say, it was kind of like, I can't even describe it. It was kind of like a trailer park version of Have and Have Not, something along that line. It was really good, and they took it off. I can't remember the name of the show, but it was on for about a minute, and abruptly it just got canceled. Who knows? Powers B probably did have a problem with it because he was, he kept it too real for him or something. I don't know, but anyway, just describing all the success that he had, and since then, he signed a deal with Viacom 2 years ago. I didn't even know this. I just found this out earlier this summer. He signed a 2-year deal with Viacom to put shows on BET, to produce all new content for the BET channel and the BET network. He has shows that are going to be on both the BET network and on BET's streaming app. Yeah, that's right. BET got their own streaming service, just like HBO and all those other guys. They're going to be doing big things, too, in 2020 and this year, from what I heard. So, it's coming. Tyler Perry, bring the pain, man. I'm telling you. Now, even though he's bringing the pain, he got great content coming out. I do have some issues with it, because Not with the content itself, but the fact that Tyler Perry actually is talking about he wants to do additional stuff. One of the things that he talked about doing was building like a complex for displaced women and LGBTQ. Nothing wrong with that. My thing with Tyler Perry had to play a woman in order to gain respect as a black man. Now he built the studio. The studio had a grand opening. He's owned that studio lot. He's owned that property for some years, for some time. He didn't just open it. I mean, he didn't just get it. He's had that property for a while. Now, the thing of it is, he built it on 330 acres of plantation. That was not well. It was an army. It was an army base, and huge. I mean, huge. They said it's so huge that it's bigger than the three biggest studios in Hollywood: Paramount, Warner Brothers, and Disney. They said it's bigger than those three lots combined. Now that's huge. Now I'm not gonna kid you about that. That is huge. If you are building on a lot that's bigger than the three studios combined, that is big time. Big time. All right. Now, that being said, my issue with him right now really is the fact that he sit there and did this on the basis of playing a woman. Now, I can't really totally criticize him for that because I actually like the Madea character. I'm not gonna kid you about that. I'm a huge fan of Madea. I'm a huge fan of what he did with Madea in those movies. It's cold now. I think I'm gonna take this out of here. But it's the fact that he had to play a woman in order to get to that point. But the struggle's real. Now that outweighs everything to me. Because the fact is that it was about him not only entertaining people, but teaching people. Teaching people what it takes to get to the things that you need to get to, the things that you want to do in life. You can't get mad at the brother for that. You got to actually give him his props. You know what I'm saying? So, to be honest, brother, I got mad respect for you. I'm not going to kid. Nothing in life comes easy. If this don't prove it, nothing ever will. He built a studio on 330 acres of choice land right outside of Atlanta. He's brought Atlanta to the masses and turned into a modern day Black Hollywood. You can't get mad at that. Because you know what? He's the first. The first. He probably won't be the last, but he's the first black motion picture studio honcho in the history of the world. Now America, of the world, to ever do it. That's on a worldwide scale, man. And like I said, that alone should be a movie of the week or a movie of the year or something, but it's got to happen. No one has ever pulled off what he did. His movie studio is the size of three of the biggest studios in Hollywood. Come on. That's massive. You got to call Atlanta Black Hollywood now. It is. You know, I never really, I mean, I kind of did acknowledge it before because they had been doing films. A lot of people don't know. They've been doing movies in Atlanta for decades. I mean, decades. A lot of people do not know that. Atlanta has been a mecca of motion picture films for years and years and years. You know? Do you know, among one of my favorite films, or one of my favorite films as a kid, was Let's Do It Again. They did Let's Do It Again. Piece of Action. I think Piece of Action was shot in New Orleans. And I think Let's Do It Again was shot in matter of fact, Uptown Saturday Night, I think, were both shot in Atlanta or somewhere around there. And this was in the 1970s. But they did a few movies in Atlanta. This is nothing new. But what's new about it is that the movie studios that shot those were owned by white people. Right? Tyler Perry now is in a position to call his own shots. He said in a recent interview that he didn't think that Hollywood accepted him as a director. And I don't think they do either. Because Tyler Perry knows as much about running a studio as anybody else. Tyler Perry did a worldwide casting call not long ago. I wish I'd have joined that. But I think I'm a little bit over the hill. I may encourage my son to do it. You know, I think my son has charisma. He has stamina. And he's still young enough to be able to do that kind of stuff. I don't. You know, I love to see that. I love to see young people develop and grow. And I'm not going to lie about that. I'm a real big proponent of that myself. I have a nephew right now who wants to do music with me. But I told him, you got to take care of your home front first. You got to take care of your family first. And then we'll talk about doing that. You know. Because I really would love to do music. I know how to do it. It's just a matter of me going back and retooling my stuff and do my thing. I like to be a Tyler Perry of record executives, to tell you the truth. But I just haven't quite invested like I need to. So that's another story, but we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, though, I'm happy about it. I'm glad. I want to do my thing, but that's another story. But the thing of it is, the bottom line is Tyler Perry the ball's in his court. And for the ball to be in his court right now, he can call the shots on anything he wants to in terms of movies, making records, or whatever. He dedicated the 12 sound stages. I think it's like 12 sound stages to several talented entertainers. One of them was Diana Carroll. In the interview they had with CBS News, CBS this morning with Gayle King, was interviewed at the Diana Carroll studio just before she passed away, which was somewhat ironic. At least that's what they say. But anyway, they said the day of her death. My thing is, it's people like the Diana Carrolls and the Sidney Poitiers and many, 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 many others who inspired Tyler Perry to do what he did. Now, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to cut it short here. Tyler Perry came from poverty, man. That's my understanding. Deep poverty. He came up from a very broken childhood. A very, very dysfunctional family. And he was abused as a child. My thing is, Tyler Perry, if he did it, and came up smelling roses now, there's no reason why you can't do it. There's no reason why us as African Americans in 2019 can't do and achieve what we can achieve the way Tyler Perry achieved what he achieved. There's no excuse for it. There's absolutely no excuse at all. And I'm proud of him. You know? I wish I had his stamina to do what he's doing, what he did. At my age. And I'm just a few years, I'm about almost 5 years, I'm 5 years older than he is. You know? But I still plan on doing something. I still plan on leaving some kind of legacy. You know? I still plan on doing my thing till the wheels fall off. God willing. Seriously. Because we have to, even as older Americans here, and I'm talking about myself and others, we have to show these kids that there is a way to achieve greatness. No matter what you're going through. No matter where you at. No matter your status line, whether you're rich or poor, young or old, black or white, straight or gay, doesn't matter. One thing's for certain. Because I lived through some issues growing up myself. The one thing I can say is fact. You might have all that baggage behind that's with you, surrounding you, but you can move it out the way and not make no excuses for it. No excuses. None. There are none. There are no limits to your capability as a person or people to do what you need to do to attain greatness. Tyler Perry is a living proof of that. And if you can't figure it out based on how he did it, then you'll never get it done. Bottom line. All right, guys. I just wanted to give my tribute to Tyler Perry and then congratulations to Tyler Perry and Tyler Perry Studios for what they're doing, man. I'm hoping, and I'm serious, and I mean this, I'm hoping to one day get down there and to go tour the studios, and hopefully I get a chance to meet him. He's an awesome brother based on what he's done. I can't say anything. I can't say much more than that, man. I'm elated. I'm truly elated by it, and I'm hoping to see big things from this man. Wow. You know, it's something my former pastor used to say, and based on the fact that Tyler Perry is spiritually enhanced and religious, it often makes you wonder, who wouldn't serve a God like that? Now, I don't mean Tyler Perry being a God, but the fact that he's so much into the word, there's no wonder why he wouldn't serve a God the way he served God. And look what's happening to his life. I'm just saying. But it goes to show you, with God, there are no limits. And in many cases, no excuses. You got to believe in yourself. You got to believe in God. And once you have that belief, you can soar. Tyler Perry is living proof of that. And he made no excuses. This is DJ Wolf Live. All right, guys. Well, this is my first live podcast, and man, I don't even remember. It's been a minute. It's been a while. I think this might be the first or second podcast I did since I did in a long time. I don't even. But anyway, that's all I got. Of course, I'll be doing the dailies throughout the week. I just had to do the special one today because Tyler Perry is an amazing person, and I think that he needs to get all the credit that he deserves for what he did and what he's achieved. And I'm looking forward to seeing big things from him. It's film and television developments for BET and others. All right, guys. Well, that's it. I said everything I needed to say. Thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for watching me on YouTube. Of course, you can always reach me. Any comments, show suggestions, anything for video suggestions, drop a line, DJ Wolf Live at AOL.com. That's DJ Wolf Live at AOL.com. I can't make it any more simpler than that for you on how to get a hold of me. You can also comment in the comment box on my YouTube channel, DJ Wolf's for all to hear. It's DJ Wolf's for all to hear in the comment section on any topic that I've talked about. And you can also provide any show suggestions or debates or any suggestions for live, future live podcasts or anything like that. All right, guys. That's all I got. I'm out.